89.3 Nigeria Info.
And we're broadcasting live from Etimiyank Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos, Nigeria. Good morning to you, Lagos, wherever you are. Welcome to the last hour of the show we call the Morning Crossfire here on Nigeria Info. I am Sheriff Quadry. This morning we are focusing on the topic of the IMEI controversy that rocked the country last week. A lot of people jumped on that conversation, asking questions. Different shades of that story permeated through the social media and through the mainstream news as well. The NCC rather, then had to issue a statement trying to correct exactly what the misinformation was saying. I'm just going to go through the NCC statement in a moment before I bring in my guest this morning. So we're going to quickly go through the NCC statement following that, because the news that you hear or that people were circulating at the time was that NCC was planning to ask people to go and submit, underline the word, submit their IMEI number. And, you know, it's going to be difficult to do that, really, because a lot of people have mobile phones. How many of them even know where to locate their IMEI number? So that alone would have flopped that one. But let me just go straight to the statement put out by the NCC before we now get into the nitty-gritty of what IMEI and what the capturing is all about. The NCC put out the statement that says the attention of the Nigeria Communications Commission has been drawn to several media publications on the effect that the Commission will request Nigerians to submit their international equipment identity of their phones starting from July. They now said at no time did the Commission issue a statement regarding the registration of IMEI by subscribers, and it has no plans to do so. The report in question have emanated from a section of the revised National Identity Policy for SIM card registration recently launched by President Muhammadu Buhari, and which has been uploaded on the Commission's website. It is pertinent to state that the Commission is in the process of deploying a device management system, DMS. The DMS will essentially protect subscribers against phone theft and will identify and enable the elimination of fake devices from the networks. The system will capture, underline the word capture, the system will capture IMEI automatically without any requirement for subscribers to submit same. The general public is advised to disregard the said publications which have created the erroneous impression that telephone subscribers will be required to register their IMEI with their networks. Now listen, the essence of today's show is to educate ourselves and to enlighten ourselves and to, of course, eliminate the error of misinformation out there in the public, all right? So feel free to join our conversation this morning on Facebook and on Twitter. We're streaming live right now on those two platforms. That's on Facebook and on Twitter. IT Guru Stephen Lawal, he will not want me to call him Guru now, you see. Stephen Lawal joins me via Skype. Stephen, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sheriff. That's funny.
How are you, Guru?
I'm okay, and you?
I'm okay, I'm good, I'm all right. You came into town yesterday. How was your trip?
It was all right. Unlike when I was leaving, flight was really turbulent. Apparently, the weather was really bad.
Yeah.
I've only seen that in the movies, but to experience the first hand, that blew my mind. Pilots are doing an insane job.
The turbulence, right? You were scared. Tell me you were scared.
I was freaked out, to be honest. But the pilot did do an amazing job. When he landed, people just started clapping and all that. I know a lot of things. Flying, yeah.
Awesome. The pilot must have been wonderful for people to be clapping for him.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, so while we're having this conversation, let's also remember that you can be a part of this conversation on Twitter as well. Just use the hashtag NigeriaInfoMCF, and we'll take your question. If you have any question for Stephen, please feel free concerning the IMEI, and we'll come to your questions in a moment. We're streaming on Facebook and YouTube, so you're free to drop your questions there as well. Stephen, what is this IMEI, the International Mobile Equipment Identity IMEI number? How important is it really? to link IMEI to mobile phones and other smart devices to the database. I mean, let's start with what it means, really.
Okay, so the IMEI, just like you said, International Mobile Equipment Identity Number, it's just a big acronym, but let's go back, let's go to the basics. It's a bunch of numbers that is attached to your mobile device. And I'm using the word mobile device because it could be your mobile phone, it could be your smart device that you use to connect to the internet, all those MiFi devices and all. So it's not just your mobile phone. And there are two things. It's any device that you're using to make or browse the internet contains an IMEI number. Now, so what exactly is it? It's a bunch of numbers written in hexadecimal. I would not want to go into all the mathematics of hexadecimal, but what it actually encodes is it carries the manufacturer code, the serial number, and a C value. So that all of that put together is what forms your IMEI number. And the idea behind it is it's like your BVN, it's like your national identity card number, but this time for the device that you're using. So when we talk about IMEI number, then we need to consider the device that you're using. If you're using a Nokia phone today, that phone, as long as that phone can make call, or you're using a MiFi device, it does have an IMEI number. If you use another one tomorrow, it has it. Or better still, let's look at it this way. It's like the engine number of your car. So you have 5 cars. Cars actually have an engine number or chassis number, like you like to call it. So when you're using a mobile phone or you're using any phone that connects to a network, IMEI number is that unique number that identifies the phone or the device.
Indeed. Now, my next question is how important is it really for IMEIs to be put on phones and devices? What is the importance really? Yes, they all carry it, but what is the essence of them carrying the IMEI number?
Okay, yes. So the idea behind the design of the IMEI number is if you are able to identify every device that is communicating with a terrestrial network, which means a network whose base station is actually planted on Earth, then it should be possible to be able to solve the problem of phone theft. Should be possible, because now if you report that, okay, my phone has been stolen and this is the IMEI number, then MNOs, managed network operators, should be able to block that device from being able to communicate with their own network. That's the general idea. Now, this other part is now that, okay, if they're able to block that device on their network, then that means they're able to know when that device is on the network, which also means they're able to trace where that device is, because you can now tell the base station where that device is trying to connect to. Which, if you now look at it in the long run, you're able to say they're able to trace the device or whoever is using it, to the nearest base station. Now, that's the function of the IMEI number. But the original idea is to be able to block out stolen phones from the network, or any phones that have been blacklisted from the network.
Now, we're going to come back to this point you've made now in a moment, but I just need to let's establish some basics for now, like you have said from the beginning. Right now, I want to know what differentiates the IMEI from Centralized Equipment Identity Register, that's CEIR, or if you like, Device Management System that the government is trying to make use of right now. What differentiates these two, or they're the same?
Okay, so IMEI number, like we said, is the actual number. But when you have a database of these numbers, that's when you have the Centralized Equipment Identity Database. If you call it another name, then you can call it what the government is calling it now, which is the DMS, Device Management System. It's a generic word.
Okay.
It's a generic word for managing devices. So for all I care, I can have an Excel sheet or a paper and biro and write the name of my devices, or you check on your router and then you see a list of your devices and then you track them. It's a device management system. But if you now have a device management system,
Indeed. Stephen, let's now go into the conversation proper. We have established the fact that, yes, what is IMEI? We have talked about centralized equipment and all. Now, let's go back to what you have mentioned earlier about the ability to be able to block some of the functions of the IMEI number and all. That brings to mind whether the telcos, as telecom companies, already have the IMEI of every device that is is on their network, on their database. Would you be able to shed light on this, whether they are in possession of this already? Talking about the telcos.
Well, that would be difficult to say because ordinarily, by privacy rights, you are supposed to give out your IMEI. But I would say this: if telcos are able to block an IMEI once it is blacklisted, then that means when you are trying to communicate, they can see the equipment number that is trying to communicate. If they now store it, I can't answer that. But your guess is as good as mine. So if you are able to report it and then they can either block or unblock, then that means that when you're trying to initiate a communication, then that means that they're able to see the device that is trying to communicate.
But let's leave blocking now. Let's talk about tracing. IMEI can also be used to trace devices, as we mentioned earlier. And right now, we know that tracing is being done. I mean, an investigative journalist did it the other day when we were talking about the issue of a murdered lady, Umarin, and he was able to trace some devices. Does that mean that, again, the telcos have the IMEI of some devices on their networks?
Well, like I said, and I'm going to say it again.
Yes, please.
If the telcos are able to see the device, and when I use the word see now, they can detect what device is trying to communicate.
Okay.
And the IMEI number is the only unique identity that these devices have, then that means they have access to it.
Okay.
So if it's stored, I don't know.
All right.
You understand? Or I cannot say, I should say. I think it's better to say I cannot say. If it's stored, I cannot say. Perhaps there's a log, which you expect all software systems to have for accountability and all that, for investigations. But this is what I would say. Usually when there is an investigation by court warrant, the telcos can release logs. By logs, I mean records of communication and, connection with the base systems and their own network.
Right.
And of course, if you look at it that way, several information is tied to that. Yeah.
Indeed. Now let's now go deeper now as regards the government's plan to capturing the IMEI number. What does that speak to you, Stephen? A lot of people are not sure what it means to capture their IMEI number. Some are saying that the government is planning to spy on them. If the government captures without their consent, by the way, the government is saying that this will be captured automatically. You are a pro, you are an IT pro. Tell me exactly, what does that speak to you? Government saying, look, I am going to capture your IMEI, whether you want to or not? I mean, you said before now, normally it should have been through a court warrant of your personal consent. But now it's about how we get it, whether we want to or not.
Okay, so here's the thing, Cherry. If the government had not informed or said it out in any way, does that prevent them from being able to do it?
No, I don't think so.
So let's keep that there. But as a cybersecurity person, I'm going to say this: privacy and security is a compromise. So there's a balance to it. On one hand, Nigerians, we are saying there's a huge security problem. On another hand, we're saying you don't have the rights. Sometimes we also say the security agencies are not fast enough. They're not as fast as what we see in the movies. You understand? So it's a trade-off. We have to decide how much we're willing to give. But that's on one hand.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the common saying that says, with great power comes great responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that people get scared and they are a bit apprehensive because you are worried, can I trust my information? Will it be safe? Will it be secure? How secure are other things that have been put in their care? So it's until we have, to a great extent, an understanding that the information, the data that we have provided is secure, then people find it a lot more reassuring to give out more information about themselves. But I would say this: when you register a car, you actually register that number as well, right?
Right.
It's good as that as well can track you. So, but we give out this because it feels like a no. But this is new, and then a lot of people they're worried. But the thing is, if we want to solve security problem, then we might have to give away some privacy.
Oh.
That's one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is now, how secure is this information that we're giving out? Could it be used as a way to hunt people down? Could it be used as a way to people from freedom of speech, from all that? So that's a question whoever is holding the information would have to answer. Of course, it's a right. You have rights to speak. But then someone said they can't guarantee your right after the speech. So that's where the fear comes in. And so you want to be careful. But I would generally say this: people lose their phones all the time.
That's right.
So even if your IMEI number is being tracked, just like your car, if someone's car is stolen and gets used, is used in committing a crime, does not necessarily mean the original owner of the car is guilty of anything. You understand? So I think we need to have a clear understanding of how these things work and the limitation. It's not cast in stone.
Yeah.
If you have access to someone's IMEI number, the person loses the device. Or what if the person buys another device just to do what they want to do? And of course, I think I should mention this: there are devices that do not have IMEI numbers. In most countries, it's considered illegal, but people who manufacture phones, less quality phones, sometimes are unable to assign IMEI numbers.
Right.
And intelligence agencies also, there's a rumor that they also use IMEI-less devices so that they can't be tracked or they can't be traced. So you have all of that in the market. Sometimes when we're trying to bring out these laws, we need to look at both sides of it. Are we driving people more into lawlessness? Are we really able to achieve the security that we intend to achieve?
Yeah.
Then we need to ask ourselves, the people, what's the motivation behind the security issues? Do they have the infrastructure, the wherewithal to be able to get an IMEI-less number? At the end of the day, the numbers of people who are able to capture are those not quote unquote the lawful citizens. Do you understand? So we need to look at all of these angles, and security is multi-layered.
Right.
If I get this number, will not become that I'm now making the information of my citizens become more vulnerable and accessible to hackers if I've not done all my due diligence in terms of security. So these are the concerns that we need to consider before we begin to capture extra information about people.
Right, Stephen. When we return from this break, I want to talk to you some more about what are the other exposures that the capturing of IMEI number is putting out there concerning the owners of these devices. Because I've heard so many things about how the entire stuff on your device can be seen just by somebody capturing your IMEI number, your data, your whatever it is that you put on your phone, how you are exposed, completely. I'll talk to you some more about that when we return from this break. Lagos, Nigeria. We're gonna let's step out now. Let's go. Let's go take a break. After the break, I'll be back in here. Then at that point, we'll talk to Stephen some more. Get your thought as well on some of the things that we've talked about this morning. Stay here on the Morning Crossfire. I'm Sheriff Quadry. We'll be right back.
A multinational company in Lekki, Lagos is massively recruiting independent sales executives that own a car and a valid driver's license. Are you ready to work with the company with the most history worldwide? Are you ambitious, a smart worker? Do you have a great attitude? Ready to take your career to the next level? Here is an opportunity for you. Please call 0815 705 0505 or 0905 637 4258 to book for an interview.
It feels good to have everything where you dream of, but sometimes money not a major problem. You see that gadget where you won't buy but no money. You don't have to worry to see your gadget mix it for you. This gadget mix is quick and easy, specially made for you and you. The interest is low, shipping in money spread over a period of TV months. You like buy new TV but no rapper. You can buy now and pay later. You want change your phone but no money. You can buy now and pay later. Even if not laptop, generator, home theater. You can buy now and pay later. TCL don't come with gadget. You can buy now and pay later.
For more information, call 090 6000 3039. Gadget Mix. Buy now, pay later. Terms and conditions applied.
Enter the place and it brighten. Make everybody they wonder. Waiting me cause all the shine. Lush hair, lush hair. Long hair or short doesn't matter. Crochet or dreadlocks can be better. Only for girls we know better. Lush hair, lush hair. So you want to slay? Slay with swag. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. Straight or curly. You know they tango. Lie, lie. Gotta be lush hair. Gotta be lush hair. I wonder how I shine like this. I'm on a lush hair, be the coco. Say you want to know. And if you wanna be fine like me, I can show you where to go. A lush hair, be the coco.
Beautiful people know how to make an impression, and that's why they only trust Lush Hair Extensions to bring out the shine in them. Lush Hair, be beautiful.
So, madam, what symptoms are we talking about here? Does he talk too much over the phone?
Yes, doctor.
Does he browse too much also?
Yes, too much, doctor.
Oh, I see. And he never runs out of data, right?
Doctor, as a matter of fact, if my husband is not on a call, he's watching videos and laughing so loud.
Kai, madam, your husband has got the glow bracket fever.
Yes! Catch the Glow Breaker fever when you register and activate the new Glow SIM. You get 600 Naira bonus instantly. Up to 100% bonus on every data plan, so you can browse, talk, and chat as long as you like. Both new and existing customers also enjoy 700% bonus on every recharge. Visit the nearest Glow World or retail outlets to register and activate your SIM.
Glow Unlimited.
Come, you don't put yeast for bread before? The dough go just the rise. They rise like 5,000 naira when you put for EcoBank. Before you know, if it become 25,000 naira.
Oga Baker!
Hey! Now so EcoBank customers just they dance a willow as EcoBank Super Rewards don't begin boku their money falla falla.
Save 5,000 naira for your EcoBank account for 30 days or open new EcoBank account with 5,000 naira deposit. And you fit be one of the 50 people who go collect 25,000 naira awoof every week for 4 months. 4 people go win 1 million naira grand prize each. Collect EcoBank card for your account and link your card to *326# or EcoBank mobile to increase your assurance. Terms and conditions apply. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hey, Oga and Madam, you don't see the room now. Make I show you the toilet where you go to share with the other neighbors.
Now the toilet be this.
What's the apple?
Oga agent, you mean say na general toilets clean come white like this,
Yes, now. The hypo toilet cleaner that they use to clean and kill the yama germs come out.
Hypo toilet cleaner? Wow.
Wash your toilet at least once a week with Hypo Toilet Cleaner to keep it sparkling clean and gem-free. Available in sachet for 35 naira only. Madam, now 2 years land one collect.
We go pay for 6 years,
You've always wished you had a Samsung washing machine? Now you can get one in the Super Deals promo. From now to the 31st of May, you can get up to a 24% discount when you buy a Samsung Twin Tub washing machine and an 11% discount on drum washing machines. Get a washing machine and enjoy innovative technology that only Samsung can provide. Stay connected with Samsung.
My people, how far now? See, if any kind person say you want the coded password for your bank app, I be your PIN, I be your card PIN, I be the TIN number where they for the back of your card, your pay ID, I be the answer for your security question. I beg not give them all. All this information, them supposed they coded. You're not supposed to share them with anybody. Make you wise up. No make that scam you. This message now from Kuda Microfinance Bank, the bank of the free. Make you download Kuda for Play Store or for App Store to open account. Make you start to enjoy our Wolf banking.
Hello, Oga Mechanic. Don't worry. I will send you money in the next 6 weeks. Just continue the job.
Hello, Mommy. I'm gonna send you money for upkeep in the next 6 weeks.
My wife. I will surprise you in the next 6 weeks. Don't worry. Yes, join the community of smart people cashing out every 6 weeks from Freedom Synergy Pro. No stress, no referral. With just little money, Freedom Synergy Pro will connect you with healthcare products company around the world. And afterwards, money will start rolling into your bank account. Cool cash. This money-making opportunity does not hamper your day-to-day business activities. Take a step today. Text yes and your location to 0813-321-0074, 0813-321-0074. Or visit us at Pentagon Plaza, opposite Chrisland International School by Awoshika Bus Stop, Okpebi, Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos. Freedom Synergy Pro, bringing you a better life.
Coming. Hi, look at you, look different. Really? Oh yes. How's your mommy and daddy? They're fine. Tell me, what do you have in your hand? Oh, this? It's Agent from Young Landlord Flyers. Tell me about it. As you're looking at me now, I'm a young landlord at Adrian Homes. My parents started investing in my future since I was 10 years old, making it known to me that even as a child, my dreams are valid. Wow! Tell me more.
With Adrian Homes, every child's dream is valid. Invest in your child's future today by subscribing into our Young Landlords Plan package. You can also pay as low as 25,000 naira, 50,000 naira, and 100,000 naira. And you can also enjoy up to 50% discounts on all our estates. Secure your child's future today. For more information, you can call 080-9339-9774 or 080-5656-5778. In Adrian Homes, every child's dream is valid.
And the winners for the Indomie Eat and Win promo are Mrs. Obi and Davy.
Yes, Mommy, we won! We won!
Yes, we won!
David, you still haven't told me how you won.
It's simple, John. With Indomie Eat and Win.
Indomie
You can win. Just buy 10 Indomitables pack. Find the unique code at the back of the pack. Go to www.indomitables.ng and enter your code to win amazing prizes every week.
Promo ends June 2021.
Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Night time is deep sleep time. It's baby dreaming baby dreams time. It's for peeing and not being bothered and having a dry bum till dawn. Night time is always baby's bliss time when you use Huggies Dry Comfort. With a stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort for your baby. Make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you with Huggies. For all-night dryness and comfort.
You've always wished you had a Samsung washing machine? Now you can get one in the Super Deals promo. From now to the 31st of May, you can get up to a 24% discount when you buy a Samsung twin-tub washing machine and an 11% discount on drum washing machines. Get a washing machine and enjoy innovative technology that only Samsung can provide. Stay connected with Samsung.
8 times 500 naira, 4,000 naira. 8 times 5,000.
Hey! Abeg, where una dey see this money? Money care. Na the ogbonge bonus wey dey sama me as I buy new SIM card o. See dem dey give me double data subscription plus 8 times a woof anytime I recharge.
Oh boy, cut up for me now.
You know say you fit buy SIM card now for any accredited Airtel shop, ba? Just go there with your NIN, just like that.
Sure guy.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
We're back on the Morning Crossfire.
The nation's number one talk station, 99.3 Nigeria Info. Good morning to you, Lagos, Nigeria, wherever you are. Welcome back to the Morning Crossfire. I have Stephen Lawal, IT security expert guru, on the show this morning, and we've been talking about the much talked about IMEI capturing by the federal government this morning. We've tried as much as possible to explain what it is and what it can be used for. Right now, let's step on the gas and talk some more about what are the other possibilities of having IMEI in the possession of others. Stephen, thank you again for joining us this morning. Now, let's talk about that possibility of you surrendering your privacy to another party. Does the IMEI provide a complete access to anyone's device? When I say complete access, I mean your contacts, your pictures, your videos, your files. What does it really mean to have IMEI in another person's possession in terms of your own privacy?
Okay, the short answer to that is the no. The long answer to that is anything is possible. Right now, even if you check, if you're curious about it, you can check online or put in your IMEI information on all these online checkers. The amount of information you have talks about what type of device it is. It has nothing to do with the content of the device. What type of device? Is it an iPhone? Is it a Samsung phone? Is it a Techno phone? The model? What year it was released? At some other level, you can also check the status of certain applications like is Find My Phone on and all that. Don't forget my long answer. My long answer is anything is possible. This is because we live at an age where there's advancement every day. So if right now I say it's not possible, does not mean that research is not ongoing on how to find get other extra information from that little one that they have. But this is what I would say.
Yeah.
It's also possible to, beyond tracking the device, you can also, quote and unquote, or hypothetically, profile the owner of the device. By knowing what device the person uses, you can profile the person. So you can begin to use that to induce certain information about the person.
Okay.
So you can tell the area the person resides, where the person goes, which means now you know everyday life of the person, movement and all that. You can also tell, okay, what device, okay, you're using an iPhone 12 Pro Max, or you're using a Samsung S6 or S21. And then, of course, there's certain ideas. So that way you begin to have a bit of more information than what the owner is really willing to share. So those are other levels that we need to consider. It's behavioral analysis, profiling, and all that. Yeah.
I want your short answer to this before I go to the phone lines. My phone lines are buzzing. I really don't. I'm sure people have questions for you. Stephen, tell me, from all the conversations, from all the areas that we've covered this morning, can IMEI number, I know you've said it, but is it possible, and this probably might not even be your field, Seth, is it possible to block people's devices without their permission, without their consent? Let's say, what do they call them now? Twitter warriors, for instance. They are trending something, perhaps against some policies of the government, and all of a sudden the trend disappears. Can IMEI, in possession of the authorities, be used in silencing critics?
The answer is yes. Short yes, long yes, capital yes, emphatic yes, any form of yes. Because the whole idea of the IMEI number is to be able to control the equipment, prevent the equipment from either being able to access the network or allow it to be able to access the network. How you now apply the technology is now in the hands of the person with the power. So if you can block access, that means you can't make a call, you won't have access to internet, you can't do anything, then the rest, the list continues. So what you can now do with that absolute power is completely dependent on how much of the law you're willing to follow.
Indeed.
So my answer is yes.
Oh yeah, indeed. Now let's go to the telephone. Before I start picking calls, let me also say here that other countries are already doing this: India, Cambodia, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Indonesia, Iran, Pakistan, Thailand, Turkey, and Lebanon. They have these already. What the government is just planning to do here, they're already doing it. That is capturing the IMEI of devices of their citizens. So it's not a new thing, and we won't be the first to do it. The government of Nigeria won't be the first to do it. I just thought to put that out there. 0700 993 993 993. And for the ladies, the number to call is 01465 7190. That is 01465 7190. We're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube. Stephen is here to answer any of your questions. Where you can find us on Facebook is Nigeria Info 99.3. That's our Facebook page. Our YouTube channel is Nigeria Info 99.3 as well. Let's speak with Kunle. Kunle is in Bagada. Kunle, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Sheriff.
Morning.
Good morning to your guests too. Yeah,
good morning.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, I just want to confirm. Why is it that most of the Android devices you see nowadays, they usually have two different IME numbers on their pack?
Okay. Are those do they have double SIM or single SIM?
Double SIM. Because I have a case, two of my devices were stolen and they are Android phones. I was trying to even track it, but the authorities were asking for a lot of money. Is it possible to block or track it on my own? And why does it have two IME?
Two IME, yeah. Okay, all right. Stephen?
So you're correct. So Android devices or any device that has multiple SIM would have multiple IMEI numbers, because each SIM is actually the fact that it has two SIM means like it has two devices that is trying to connect to the network. You are only holding it as a single phone. So it's like having two phones put together in one, and each equipment that will connect must have a unique identity that tracks that, okay, you are trying to connect to the network.
He also asked if it's possible for an individual to track his personal device through IMEI, of course.
Well, through IMEI, well, I would say this. There are services out there. There are online services that you can use to do things like that. But the normal scenario I would picture is that it's the responsibility of law enforcement agencies to do that, to track IMEI. But I'm not saying it's not possible. Of course, people do that from time to time. Yes, and there are also other ways that you can track your phone. You can use Find My Phone. You can use GPS locator and all that. But oftentimes, when you're trying to track your phone, it's good to have a record of your IMEI number. You can submit it. If there's an investigation, then perhaps a court warrant and all that, then the device can be tracked. But ideally, the primary idea is that once you submit it to your provider that your device is stolen, then it can be blacklisted. Indeed. So once it's blacklisted, hypothetically, the device becomes useless, which means they can't communicate with it anymore. And so that's the idea of the IMEI number.
Indeed. Let's get another caller in. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Sheriff. My name is Mustafa.
Welcome, Mustafa.
Yeah, please. I heard from the computer village guy that an IMEI number can be changed. Is that true?
Whether it can be changed?
Yes.
Okay. Mustafa, thank you. Yeah, there you go, Stephen.
Okay, well, I would say that the IMEI number is programmed into the chip, and at the basic level, the answer is no. At a more advanced level, the answer is yes. That's the thing with security. Almost nothing is impossible. It's possible to mask the IMEI number, but it's not for an everyday user. It's not an everyday person that is able to do that. But is it possible? Yes. But usually, it is safe to say that because the IMEI number is integrated into the hardware of the phone, trying to do that, you're most likely going to damage the phone. So if you're thinking about it, you have to first try to answer the question, the person who is going to do it, is it an average person? If it's an average standard user, then the answer is no. But if it's a really, really advanced person, then maybe it's possible to mask it or it.
Okay. Bello Ahmed from Sakatinubu in VI here. Of course, we know what's going on there. It says, during the days of analog mobile, I was opportune to be in the Nitel Exchange switch office around Odunlami area of Lagos. I watched on a computer screen display of mobile cell numbers initiating a call to a mobile cell number receiving it with their equipment serial number, ESN number, against each. The present digital era of GSM uses IMEI as mobile equipment identity identifier using same method to identify incoming phone caller type. Business number owners are given printouts of all their incoming and outgoing calls and charges. I guess it was referring to that question of whether they are in possession of the IMEI or not and whether they are storing or not. Let's take another call in. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Morning to you.
Sheriff.
Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Good morning to the guests to you there. I want to commend you for the good work that you are doing by educating and enlightening us about these devices. And I think it's commendable. If these are being in place, perhaps some of the criminal activities we are witnessing in this country would have been used to the mud. So thank you very much for the good work, and it's a welcome development. Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Nigeria Info, good morning to you.
Good morning, Sheriff.
Morning to you.
Yeah, how is everything?
Very well.
Sheriff, I want you to know something that listeners reason faster than you put at a hankering program. And why did I say this? Am I online?
Yes, you're live on radio. Go on.
Very good. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you are saying that it's going on in some countries and stuff like that. When we are bringing indices of such countries that those things are transparent or where the IMEI has been collected, you consider their state, you consider the state of the people there, you consider so many things, and not just bring it to fore that yes, some countries have collected this. Look at the situation of this country. Tell me one thing we have enjoyed from this from this government from 1960.
Hello.
I'm listening.
How about Great Britain? They have it too in the UK.
Okay, the way things are going in UK, is that the way things are going on here?
No, I'm saying because you're saying that I mentioned some states and all of that.
No, Shariff, what I'm saying is when we are making comment, what I'm saying, let's balance it and let's not make comparison.
What is not?
How much are they selling fuel in those places? What is the level of
why should everything about? We're talking IMEI here. Why should it be everything about your own personal issues?
I'm getting your point.
You are not getting my point. You are deviating from what we're talking about. You are not saying. You are actually not saying. You are not actually. You are saying. You are not saying anything. Honestly speaking.
Okay. Now the basis of what I'm saying. Are you getting me now?
So if I say now that I buy pizza here in Nigeria, our government is doing well, you say, go and see what pizza costs in UK. Is that how pizza costs in Nigeria?
Sharif.
Why should it always be that? Why can't we just focus on a conversation topic? Straight. I'm not saying you should like the government, for God's sake. No. Come on, hate the government away if you want. Well, let's stick to the conversation we're talking about. If you have anything against the policy, just come straight out and say what you have against the policy. It's now that you now say, is that how much they are selling Gary in the UK that they're selling Gary in Nigeria? Eh? Anyways, thanks for calling me. I always like it when you call me. Let's see. Let's go to WhatsApp. We're preparing a caller right now. Once the caller is ready, we'll come to it. Stephen, Richard is asking the question. Richard says, does this move by government not infringe on the rights of the citizens? I'm sure he's talking about privacy rights.
Well, I would say this. Like I said at the beginning, security and privacy is a compromise. There needs to be a trade-off between both. If you want swift security, sometimes you have to let go of, and this is not peculiar to Nigeria. You have some other countries that actually actively listen to calls. They not only do it within the confines of their own country, they also listen to calls by other people who they consider to be of interest. But that's on one side. The other part is that when it comes to privacy, you need to begin to talk about personal identifiable information. On one hand, you can say, yes, it's possible for your IMEI number to be linked to your identity once you connect it with other information. On the other hand, it's also possible you change phones, people use phones 2-3 years, they let it go, they go to another, they move to another device. So at that point, it's also like it's loosely coupled. It's not completely tied to you the same way your car is not completely tied to you. So if we look at it objectively, we might be able to see the positive sides of it. Like in everything, there are pros and there are cons.
Right.
So we look at the pros and then we say, okay, this might actually help improve the level of security that we have, because we do have peculiar problems. But at the end of the day, we also need to consider the cons. Will applying this technology, will it work for us? Let's not just copy policies others have also implemented.
Right.
We need to look at our own peculiarity and our own situation. Do we have wherewithal to protect this information when we gather it? Are we not going to be doing our citizen greater harm by being in possession of it? So it's when we're able to do that, we make technology work for us, rather than just copy it in a textbook format. Someone else is doing it. We need to do it as well. Then we also need to, for me, I look at it from this angle. Other information that have been captured so far, how have we been able to use it to improve our security posture before we begin to demand for more? And I think that the citizens deserve accountability and transparency. Trust is earned. So over time, if people feel their perception is like their trust has been abused, then people get rather apprehensive. I think at that point it's important to do a lot of PR to educate people on the good side of what is being done, and to explain and reassure people that even if we're capturing this information, it is for your own good, and we intend to protect it with everything that we've got. So I think at that point, you force the other person to not listen to you.
That's right.
Because you're saying that I have your best interest, and I'm going to do all I can to protect the information.
Indeed. Stephen, I'm going to take that as your last word, because you have actually captured the last question that I have here concerning, bridging that gap. I'm sure you noticed the outcry when this was first mentioned, even though it was altered in a way, even though it was a bit altered concerning the information that got out. But still, you could see the distrust between the people and the government, and that sparked a lot of reactions concerning that policy. But I'm glad that you've rightly addressed that. Thank you, Stephen, for coming on the Crossfire today.
The pleasure is mine.
Stephen Lawal is an IT security expert who joined us this morning on Skype. So at this juncture, what I will do is to take a few reactions before we... Oh, goodness me. I thought I could actually... Okay, perhaps what we're going to do is let me take some messages before we play Just a Minute. I'm sure that people calling right now are Just a Minute callers. So let's just take some thoughts online. Let's see who is here. Many of us are computer inclined. We can do tracking for our family and involve the police to make arrests where necessary. The government should focus on running our nation without trespassing on the rights of citizens without due permission. You didn't limit your name, but thank you for your thought. Appreciate it. I'm going to take another one now. Can I? What's the time? Okay. Said I can take one more. All right, let's take one more. Joseph says, what I cannot accommodate is calling my governor. Okay, yeah, I think Joseph, your message came in late. We moved away from that. Let's take another person's thought. Can we? I'm sorry, we can't. We need to go now. Okay, so thank you all for being a part of the Crossfire today. I hope that we've been educated. I hope that we've been enlightened. I hope that our fears have been assuaged in a way. I really do hope that we've done justice to the questions that you've got concerning IMEI. Many thanks to Stephen for coming around. I'm Sheriff Quadry, but let's play just a minute. Let's see if somebody will be lucky enough to win 10,000 naira today. Stay here on Nigeria Info's Morning Crossfire. I'll be right back.
The best of talk on the station for talk.
Nobody should just give up their life like a chicken. Will the police have the ability to resurrect me when I am dead?
The problem we have in Lagos is a sense of entitlement to things of the state by certain individuals who believe that whether you like it or not, it belongs to them and their family.
Your number one station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info.